folks, welcome back to Good Enough Customs. Yeah, I know, been a minute. So, that's kind of the running theme for 2025. Yeah, it's been a year. Anyways, Merry Christmas. I haven't seen y'all guys or talked to y'all guys since Trucking the Trace, which was back in the beginning of November. Here we are in December. I've got time off. I'm off from work for this week. I was off most of last week too, but trying to burn up what doesn't roll over. So I rested the last week or so. So this week, I'm like, all right, no more screwing around. Get out here. I can at least get something done. Got to get something done, right? Because this is kind of where we're at with Steve. I took the cardboard templates, just hung them back up this morning. I'm trying to familiarize myself with everything I've done because I don't think I've touched this since like June, maybe even May. It's been a minute. So trying to re-familiarize where I was, what I was thinking, what I'm doing, trying to get back to where I left off. I believe the last time I worked on this, I threw a piece of metal through my hand. It hurt. I got a couple stitches with it. I couldn't use my hand for a couple weeks. Well, I could, but if I tried to grip something, it hurt really, really bad. So I think that was the last time I actually worked on this truck. The other stuff has just kind of been me pedaling around. Me and Dad going and picking up that Pontiac that's parked out back still. I think I didn't film it when me and Dad tore down the Pontiac. It's been a lot going on this year. So I hope everybody's 2025 has been better than mine. I'm trying to refamiliarize myself with what all I've done, where I'm at, what needs to be done next. If I remember correctly, the driver's side, I started to finish off the cowl, welding up the edge on the cowl here, trying to make sure I get my master cylinder set, the depth set correctly for the master cylinder. Then I kind of got overwhelmed and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put this off. I'm gonna go to the easy side. So I know I'm over here on the passenger side, which is the easy side. This guy's about done as far as behind the panel. You can see there's still this gap I got to fill in. Not that big of a deal right there. That shouldn't take but just a little bit. I'll probably just do that off camera. Get this guy filled in, and then I've got a support piece right here. Pull that back up. Look under the skirt again. So I put this little support piece in right there, just to give so this guy isn't just kind of oil cannon. So the cowl's just about done on this side. Get that going, and then this piece of metal will be ready to be hung on here, and I don't have to worry about it so much. And I'll probably use my Klinkos. I know a couple of y'all keep giving me grief about not using the Klinkos, but I'll probably use those to get the actual panel hung up here, and hold everything in place, get it all laid out and ready while I get the driver's side set up. So I was looking at the driver's side. I know it's kind of a recap, maybe a little bit boring to everybody. I'm not sure, but this is helping me kind of remember where I was at because it's been a minute. So here on the driver's side, I noticed something that I did. And okay, there we go. So taking the cardboard off, you'll see this nice little piece that I got, which is an interior mount for the steering column to go through. So this guy actually goes like this, but this mounts on the inside of the firewall. So it basically keeps your firewall shaved. So only thing I've got to do is I've got to cut this piece off, which is the top of the collar that holds the steering column, and put it on this on the inside or something like that outside. Yeah, I got to put that on the outside. So that's a neat little piece that I picked up at Southeastern this past year. It's the guys that make the tubs, and I'm sorry, I am blanking on the name right now. I don't know why. It'll hit me in like 15 minutes when I'm not thinking about it. But yeah, I picked that up from those guys. They're the ones that I picked up the metal pieces for the firewall panels. Damn it! Why can't I not think of their name? It'll get me here in a minute. Anyways, while I was sitting here monkeying around looking at everything, I realized that I screwed up on this. It's sitting too far out. So it's like almost a ½ inch, at least a 1/4 inch. Yeah, it's sitting too far out. I don't know. I gotta cut this little 90 back off. Actually, it's not bad right here, but it just kind of, I guess I got it at like an angle, so it kind of just runs out at an angle. So I gotta knock it loose, bend it back in, and fix that over here on the driver's side. But I think I got my bearings for that part of the Firewall. So hopefully this won't be terrible doing that. So I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to get over here and just kind of knock out this little cowl piece up over here on the passenger side. Already showed y'all guys this just a few minutes ago, but that little guy right there, just get this little guy filled in, and passenger side will be ready, done-ish. So I'll work on that here in just a few minutes, and I'll catch up with y'all guys here after that. I don't know, an hour-ish. Feel like I'm yelling. Okay, that's a little bit better. About an hour or so. Got this part done. So, well, not done, but tacked in. So, got the part of my cowl finished up. It ain't the prettiest thing in the world, but it'll be hidden behind a bunch of crap, so you'll never see it. So, you know, don't forget, it's Good Enough Customs, not Perfection Customs. So, got a few gaps to jump. You know, here, didn't get quite as tight as I wanted to. But yeah, just took a piece of metal, cut it out to roughly the shape I needed, massaged it on in, and then just basically made a strap, bent it over. I had to put a little relief in it because it actually kicks out just a touch. So cut a little relief in it, bent it, got it all tacked in. And then this piece, kind of an afterthought. I should have made this a little bit bigger, this main piece. But yeah, like I said, it's going behind the Firewall. You'll only see it if you're behind the Firewall or inside underneath the dash, and it's going to be covered up with, you know, insulation and all that stuff. So probably never going to see it. So that's all tacked in. I don't think I'm going to go ahead and lay down the welds to get it all, you know, welded just yet. I'm going to wait on that. Or maybe I'll do it now. I don't know. Let's see what mood strikes me. So, so got that part done. Yeah, once I get that done, like once I get it all welded up, good and solid, grind it down, make it clean, then I guess I could go ahead and affix the actual metal to this guy and get it clinkoed in. That way it's there. I know where it's at. I know how it's going to lay. All that stuff's done. So maybe we'll do that. Yeah. All right. I guess I'm going to get back to it and get the welding on this guy. Try to get it all done. All right, finished up welding and grinding her down. Ain't perfect, but it'll do. Got that pretty well ready to go. So I think what I'm going to do is I guess I'm going to get the cardboard template back out. That way I can make some reference marks and not have to fight with the actual metal. You know, it's a little heavier than cardboard. So I'm going to pull the cardboard template back out, make some reference points on it, you know, up here on the cowl, other places maybe, and get it all kind of referenced up, and then I can put it on top of the metal piece, which is back over there behind the toolbox. Put it on that, make my reference marks, and that'll get me a little bit closer in the ballpark, so I don't have to worry about, you know, monkeying with it a bunch. Then I can drill some holes and put the Klinkos in and kind of hold that panel up and make sure everything is just where it needs to be. So all right, let me do all that. I'll be right back. And just like that, we've got the panel mocked in, I guess you would say, mocked up, something. Got my Clecos in there. Yeah, don't mind that little guy. That little guy. I may have missed where I was drilling. It's all right, a little zip with the welder. It'd be all right. So that guy's now mounted up, and he is ready to go. So I guess we're gonna go over here to the driver's side. You know, he's ready to go for now. Basically, I want to get this guy. He's on. I want to get the driver's side on. Get it ready to go as well. That way I can start focusing on whatever you would call this part. It's not quite the trans tunnel, but the room behind the motor. Yeah, that's going to get a little interesting because I'm at a loss on where to go with this and exactly how to go about it. So yeah, there's going to be a little more cutting and cleaning up in here that's going to have to be done to get this kind of, sorted out. But first I got to get this set up and done, which, like I said earlier, I'm going to have to knock this back a little bit, grind these welds out. I kind of got ahead of myself and finish welded all that. So I'm going to grind those back down because it's, like I said, it kind of goes out starting somewhere in this neighborhood. So got to pull him back and get him leveled up. So yay. All right, I'll be back. So here's the fun part. There is a slight rake to the firewall. There's a very, very minor one on the passenger side. I know you can't really judge side to side because there's a little bit more going on here. I've got, this is, the mount for the brake, master cylinder, all that stuff. That's tied in to the steering column or the dash. Mounts where the steering column mounts. And it's back as far as it'll go. I'm gonna go in there and loosen up the nuts a little bit and see if it'll go back just a little bit more. But it's already got a little bit of a rake to it, and we've got 1/8 of an inch gap between the level and the front here. So my fear would be if I went ahead and did everything as it is, basically this side of the firewall is going to balloon out. I know it's probably not going to be very noticeable, especially with an engine in here. And I get, I think I was going to upgrade to power brakes, but I don't remember if I was going to do that or not. Honestly, don't know if I bought the parts for it or not. But I think I was going to go to power brakes. So if I'm going to go power brakes, then I'm going to have the brake booster in front of it. So yeah, I don't know. And then I've got to bring this guy out, the cowl. It's got to come out. So here's the original location, is here. I guess maybe I ought to put a straight edge on this and figure out where I'm at. I don't know. There's a whole lot of stuff, and I'm not the best at geometry and measuring and stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna monkey with this and figure it out, and hopefully we'll get somewhere pretty good. Forgot something. So I did get this nice handy dandy bracket from Slosh Tubs. I don't know why I couldn't think of their name earlier, but I told you I'd remember. Slosh Tubs. That's who I bought the Firewall filler panels from. I bought those things 6 years. When was that? I think it was my second. It's either 2019 or 2020. I can't remember which. It's one of the 2 years. At Southeastern Truck Nationals. Saw them. I was like, wow, I haven't seen those before. I want those because I have a lot of rust. I'm just now getting around to it. So I was talking with him at this last C10 Nationals, not C10 Nationals, Southeastern Truck Nationals, and was talking to him about the brace for the brake and the steering column, all that stuff. And he has this little bracket, which is super handy. Mounts on the inside, so that way it keeps the firewall smooth. You know, keeps it clean instead of having to reuse the old piece, which I thought about on the old piece. I could use it. It would look okay. It would look great. This should look a lot better. And then the only thing I have to do here is when I cut the hole out for the steering column to come out, I do have to mount back up and weld back on the outside clamp for the steering column. That'll go, you know, right in here. So this guy mounts on the inside of the firewall, and yeah, good times. May be able to actually mount that on the inside. I need to check into that. But anyways, we're not welding the firewall up just yet. So I went ahead and got him bolted in, just ran a couple bolts down to keep him on there. Took this piece of angle and just spot welded it to this guy into here. I was able to adjust the bracket for the master cylinder back a little bit. I mean, just a tiny little bit. But hey, I'll take every little inch I can at this point. So we're 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, whatever. But it does make this stuff line up a little bit better. Now, it is still going to pooch out a little bit. Yeah, it is what it is. So it's going to pooch out just a little bit here. But I figure in order to get my depth to repair the cowl, I got a nice little straight edge. That tells me where my firewall is going to be. And I can just build out to this to fill in this gap all the way across. And I'll probably take it, I'll probably take the, because that's going to sit higher than the cowl would. That's weird. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But this may need a little bit taken off the top of it or something. But yeah, this will give me something to build the cowl out to, being this guy. That way I know I'm not too far out. That gives me a nice line, you know, to cover everything. So, all right. I guess I'm getting back to it. I'm going to go get some metal cut up and ready for this, put a flange on it, so that way I can seat it in here. And yeah, we'll work on this. So I'll be back in just a bit. Alright, so moving along on the driver's side. God, I forgot to take the earplugs out. So moving along on the driver's side, got this top piece redone. Had to inset this piece behind this bracket. Otherwise it'd push everything out. Whatever the thickness is, you know, I think it's 18 gauge. So put it behind it, stepped it back out here. So this is kind of ready to go. Just need to, you know, zip it all in. Do a little corner piece over here. But yeah, it's pretty much ready to start, you know, finish welding in, get it all settled and ready to go. So I think I'm going to take a break for just a little bit. I don't think I stopped for like 20 minutes when I went to order some drill bits because my drill bits suck. So I'm going to take a little break and I'll be back out of here in just a few. So while I took my little break, I was sitting here eyeballing some stuff and just kind of looking. And well, I discovered something that I screwed up. Yeah, right here on the master cylinder location for this ram board, I threw it back up here. I was off by like an inch and I was too low on the holes, so it was sitting up too high. So got that somewhat sorted out. It's not quite there yet. You can see it's kind of pooched out here at the bottom, so it's sitting just a touch low. You can see over here, you know, this is sitting just, you know, way too low. So it still needs to rotate a little bit like that. But now I'm all the way out to my edge like I should be. All that fun stuff. It's pretty close. So I did go ahead and cut out a new piece of ram board because this one's, well, this one's kind of butchered now. So got a new piece cut out. I think I'm gonna do some measuring. Maybe I can get a little bit closer this time. Get a little bit better as far as, you know, where the holes need to line up, all that fun stuff. So yeah, lots of fun. But I did get this all welded in over here on my cowl for the you know, kind of the replacement section for my cowl. It's ugly, but it's there. Not a huge deal. It's you know, it's going to be under the cowl. It's also going to get a bunch of seam seal smeared all over it. Yeah, it's not going to be noticeable. So so that part's done. So now all it's left to do is get the new ram board on here with the cleaner holes, so I can mark everything, so I can figure out where I need to drill whatever size hole that is for the master cylinder, connect up, and cut out my triangle sized hole for the steering column. So yeah, still some doing to do over here on the driver's side. So while I was over here kind of messing and monkeying around on the driver's side, I started looking at over here in, I guess, the trans tunnel sections, whatever this is. Once I get this guy kind of situated and figure out exactly where he's going to live, then I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a piece of like 3/8 rod and bend it to go from basically the end of the cowl to the end of the cowl over there. Just a nice little arc. Then I can come back and clean up my hackness of cuts right here to follow that piece of, you know, 3/8 rod or whatever. Figure I can get that in there. That'll give me something kind of structure to that's flexible. And then up here, it'll just be a piece of metal that'll just, you know, kind of lay in there like that up here on the top side. Instead of it kind of, I don't remember how it looked on the originally. I think it just kind of sloped back like that. So this one might be a more of an angle, but it's going to be, you know, kind of cupped, coming over, tying in to the cowl here and the cowl over there. And then whenever it comes time for this section, then hopefully what I can do is just lay it in and kind of curve it and then just beat it into shape to where it'll fit here with the floor pan. I don't know. I'm not a body man. I just, you know, trying to make it work. So, so that's kind of where my thoughts are. I don't know if y'all guys got some thoughts on it. You know, I am all ears. So, throw some comments down there. Let me know what you think for that, trans tunnel indentation section. I did think about going old school way and just getting a wheelbarrow and, you know, cutting the bow out of it, you know, the bow, whatever you want to call it. Just kind of cutting that out and then just, you know, welding that part in. I don't know. I got plenty of steel sitting over there that's left over from another project, so so I can make this work, I think. But yeah, let me know if y'all guys, you know, got any thoughts on it. You know, shoot me a message. Let me know. Flying by the seat of my pants here. So anyhow, this is kind of where we're at right now, and I haven't really eaten today, so I'm getting hungry. So I think I'm going to call it a day today. I'm gonna go in and get me some supper and a shower, and then tomorrow I'll come back out and get back to this. This part's done, like I said, but I got to get this ram board kind of figured out. The new piece is over there tucked up underneath everything, kind of flatten it out because, you know, ram board's coiled up, so it's just kind of flopping all over the place. So trying to flatten it out, and yeah, hopefully tomorrow I can get this firewall panel mounted up and kind of, you know, kind of like the other side, get it up in place, and then start working on this piece. I'm really hoping by the end of my vacation time here that I've got the firewall sealed off, and then it's cleaning up stuff, seam sealing, painting, insulating, doing all that, and I can start actually putting the truck back together. Yeah, I'd like to get this thing put back together so I can enjoy it in 2026. It's kind of weird to say. So hopefully I can get it back on the road for cruising season and show season and all that fun stuff for 26. And yeah, that'll be a good time. But yeah, it's been a while. I hadn't had Steve on the road in over a year. It's a year and a half now he's been off the road. So yeah, hopefully I can get this part done. Then it's just reassembly. Just reassembly. There's a lot of reassembly. So, so anyhow, I'm going to cut this one off, and I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, folks, next day, you might notice I'm wearing glasses. Apparently, sometime early this morning, I don't know if I got something in my eye or what, but something started scratching my eyeball, and I tried to get out here, but I couldn't hardly work because my eye would not stop water, and it's super irritated. Only here in like the last 30 minutes or so, it's gotten a little bit better to where I can have light. Before I couldn't even have light, it hurt so bad. So I guess we're not really working on the truck today. Maybe later on this evening or something, you know, if it clears up and heals up a little bit better, and I can put my contacts back in, I'll come out here and do some work. But yeah, for now, I think we're just going to close this video out here, and we'll pick up, you know, next video, pick up on getting the panel in on the driver's side and start working on figuring out this little guy. And like I said, I'm open to suggestions on that center part of the firewall. If y'all guys got some sort of idea, clue, whatever, hit me up. Let me know. Comment down below, whatever. I'm open to suggestions. So anyhow, I got me and Crockett's out here in the shop right now. Got good old Crockett, and you might notice he's down an eyeball. That was one of the many things that's happened this year. Is good old Crockett had a thing going on with his eye, and we spent about 3 months and a bunch of money trying to save it, and unfortunately ended up having to take his eyeball. So you know, that really sucks. And that's not even the worst part of it. The worst part of it is, you know, he used to say "arf." Not only does he go around saying "ar," so stupid. But he's doing fine now. He's you know, banging around into things every once and again, but you know, he's a much healthier, happier dog now that his eye's not totally jacked up, unlike me. So so anyhow, I do appreciate y'all guys watching. If you want to follow me on social media, that information is listed down below. Feel free, and please do leave some comments if you got any ideas on this thing, or you see how I could do something a little bit better. You know, whatever. I'm open to whatever suggestions y'all guys got. Other than that, I guess we'll see y'all guys next time. And just remember, folks, it ain't got to be perfect, just good enough. Y'all take it easy.